You know, what's crazy to me is how the chances of us existing in this world is actually like 1 in 400 trillion. Like, your DNA is so unique to everybody else's in this world that you should be grateful for the fact that you get to experience life on this planet. And not only that, but your experiences in life, everything, your circumstances, it's all so unique. You have so much to offer to this world. You have a story that can't be stolen by anybody else. Monetary things, valuables, items, those things can be claimed by other people. But your story and your journey can only be explained from you, from your perspective. And that's what makes you so interesting as a person. You have something to tell to the world that can only be experienced and explained by you. And I think that's what makes us as humans so special. Everybody has this perspective from themselves intuitively to offer. And I think that's what makes everybody unique in their own ways. Nobody is special in a sense that they're superior to other people. No matter how hard people online will try to explain that to you, that some people are better than others. Now, I don't believe for a fact that any of what they say is actually true, that they actually champion those thoughts. I think it's just online personas that so many people who feel dissatisfied with their lives are being preyed at by these people. And they're just making money off of these people who desire to feel better about themselves. So they'll give them their roadmap of how they succeeded, and they'll try to tell you how to get rich, and they'll try to sell you all this BS that if you do what I do, you'll get the same results. But the thing is that most people, they fall short. They don't actually succeed in that regard. And the people who do succeed, it's very small and very few in between, right? Every success story has 1,000 failures that completely go under the water, but nobody pays attention to that. They only pay attention to the one person who got lucky and won the race. And they worked hard too, but the fact that they won and everyone else didn't doesn't mean that others didn't work hard either. That's just saying that the person who won was the one who was picked by luck. And I think that's just the delusion that so many people fall into. They think that they can just elevate their mind to be better than everyone else's and win the game and call everyone else losers, call everyone else cogs in the machine, whatever, rats in the rat race. But nobody is superior to anybody because we all have those unique perspectives that I was talking about. We all have our talents, and some people are just fine with settling for the lives that they're living into. It's okay to be ordinary. It's okay to embrace being ordinary. In fact, I think that's what you should do. Not shooting down somebody's lofty dreams, but I'm saying that you need to balance your dreams in your life with reality and where you are at now. Because unless you're a billionaire who's living in a fantasy, you are ordinary. You are waking up, you are going to work, and if you deny that, then you are just part of this delusion. You are part of this fictional world that you have in your mind where you think that you're too cool to work for your money when most people are working for their money and actually putting effort in to try to better themselves in this world manually. I'm not saying that you can't make money doing other things. I think that it's beautiful to have a side hustle, to be able to express your creativity and to make money doing that. I make money doing music. I upload my music to Spotify and stuff, and I get royalties based on my stream. So I think it's awesome that to be able to do that. But for most people, it's just not enough. Even if you have a side hustle, it's not going to replace your main source of income where you have to work for your money. You can be smart with investing, you can do all that and be financially literate. But don't listen to somebody on the internet and think that you can just apply their advice and magically win the game, because the game is not fair. The game does not just choose you just because you watched a video. It doesn't work like that. You need to look at your life in front of you. You need to look at the reality of your life in front of you and just acknowledge, hey, this is where I'm at right now. You need to humble yourself. You need to look in the mirror and you need to think about what you need to do. Because the problem with advice on the internet is that it doesn't pertain to you necessarily. It's not personalized for you and the circumstances in your life. This advice that you read is just a general synopsis of what people who are anonymously online should listen to. It's just a summary, but it's not going to tackle the specific problems in your life. And that's why it doesn't work for most people. They'll watch a video and then a week later, it'll be completely forgotten about. And people just give up. I'm not shooting down people's dreams. I'm just giving a dose of reality. And you can have dreams. I think it's good to dream because it allows you to work for something. But until you actually get to that point, you have to connect the first dot to the second dot. And it's not a specific time frame of when you'll get there. It's just a matter of working and trying to be better than yourself every day. And it kind of happens on its own. Just from experiencing life, you kind of get better on it passively. But until you get there, you gotta acknowledge that, hey, I'm right here and I need to appreciate everything I've done so far already and just take one step at a time. It's okay to humble yourself and walk amongst other people because everyone else, they've gone through things, they've worked hard. You just have to accept that you are an ordinary person. You are a human being with experiences. Even the people that you idolize are human beings with experiences. And they might show things off on the internet and social media, but it's all a fake, fictional world. It's literally reality TV. You don't actually know what goes behind the scenes. You might get somewhere, you might become famous, but what if you don't actually want to get famous? What if you get famous like these people, but then realize behind the scenes that it actually feels kind of crappy? That you have cameras on you all the time, that you are constantly being discovered in public by random strangers who are using you for clout, and the people that will enter your life from getting rich and all that, those are just going to be the people who are gold diggers. So you really got to sit there and assess what you really want in life. Do you want the constant attention? Because in theory, in your dream world, you might think, oh, it's going to be so cool, I'm going to get attention all the time. But when you actually get there, it's not going to be the same. You know, it might feel good for a while, but what if after enough time you start to get sick of it and you start to realize that this wasn't what I wanted? And now that I'm famous and I got all this publicity, I can't just go and undo it. It's too late. Everybody knows me when I walk everywhere. So you have to sit there and think about what you really want in that regards. And that maybe being ordinary and being relatable to everybody is the way to go. Just sitting there and hanging out with friends. Because the moment you sell yourself to become famous, right? The moment you do make it, if you ever do, you are no longer seen as a normal person, but you are just envied by those who didn't make it. And I feel like that's just a regret that most people wouldn't actually be able to live with. I think if you sat there and you really assessed everything, you would see that it's not what you actually want. You just want to be noticed and appreciated, but you can do that just by being yourself and by sharing your experiences in life and just working your way up as a person, as a human being, and just enjoying your hobbies. And as long as you're living a life that's below your means, I feel like that's kind of satisfactory. Saving your money up, living life. I hope you learned something from this video, because that's what I'm trying to do, is just spread insight. I mean, you don't have to listen to what I say. You don't have to agree with what I say. All I ask is that you try to take in what I've said and acknowledge the perspective I'm trying to provide, because I think it could potentially be useful if you listen to the information thoroughly. So if you're seeing this, have a beautiful rest of your day.